Welcome to our exploration into the enigmatic world of Nostradamus and his connection to the mystical Seven Seals. Nostradamus, a 16th century French astrologer, gained fame for his cryptic prophecies that have intrigued scholars and skeptics alike for centuries. Today, we look into how his predictions might intertwine with the seven seals depicted in the Book of Revelation, a series of symbolic visions that describe the end of the world. While we unravel these mysteries, we will discover not just the prophecies themselves, but also the broader implications they hold for our understanding of past, present, and future events. Let's start on this intellectual adventure to uncover the secrets that Nostradamus may have foreseen about the apocalypse and its preceding signs. Michel de Nostradamus, commonly known as Nostradamus, was born in December 1503 in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence in the south of France. From a young age, Nostradamus was exposed to a rich melting pot of cultures, which influenced his vast knowledge of mathematics, astrology, and the sciences. He attended the University of Avignon to study medicine and later moved to the University of Montpellier to complete his doctorate. Nostradamus is best known for his book Les Prophéties, a collection of 942 poetic quatrains allegedly predicting future events. The book was first published in 1555 and has rarely been out of print since his death. His prophecies have been credited with predicting numerous major world events, including the rise of Adolf Hitler, the French Revolution, and even the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center. The mystique of Nostradamus comes not just from the accuracy or inaccuracy of his predictions, but from his dramatic and poetic style, which has captured the imagination of generations. His work has been studied and debated by many who seek to find correlations between historical events and his cryptic verses. The Seven Seals are a series of symbolic events described in the Book of Revelation in the New Testament of the Bible, which are said to precede the apocalypse. Each seal represents a phase of the events that lead up to the end of the world, starting from conquest and war, to famine and death, and ultimately, the return of Christ. The first seal introduces the conqueror, a figure riding a white horse, often interpreted as a symbol of Christ or the Antichrist, depending on different theological perspectives. This seal signifies the beginning of the end, marked by conquest and the dominion over nations. The second seal follows with a rider on a red horse, granted the power to take peace from the earth and make people kill one another, symbolizing the widespread warfare that will occur in the last days. Understanding the seven seals provides a foundational backdrop to analyze how Nostradamus's prophecies could potentially align with these biblical events. His writings, filled with metaphorical and symbolic language, challenge and inspire interpretations that link his visions to the foretold disasters and upheavals in Revelation. While we continue this journey through history and prophecy, it's important to approach with an open mind. Nostradamus's quatrains are complex and open to many interpretations. Next, we will explore how specific prophecies of Nostradamus correspond with each of the seven seals, offering insights into the possible unfolding of future events as envisioned by this famed seer. Stay tuned as we look into each seal and its corresponding prophecies by Nostradamus, examining the threads that may connect these ancient predictions to events that shape our world. With the first seal, the opening of the apocalypse is marked by the arrival of a conqueror riding a white horse, symbolizing leadership and victory. Nostradamus's quatrains, with their cryptic and symbolic language, provide us with fascinating insights that could be linked to this figure of power and domination. In one of his more famous quatrains, Nostradamus writes about a great leader who will come to bring back to life the great king of Anglemois. While interpretations vary, this could hint at a powerful ruler who, like the conqueror of the first seal, rises to power in a period of great turmoil, heralding significant changes. This leader could be seen as a catalyst for both renewal and destruction, a dual theme that resonates deeply with the imagery of the first seal. The connection here isn't just about literal conquest, but also about the sweeping influence and transformative power this leader wields. Nostradamus often spoke of the rise and fall of empires and leaders, a theme that echoes through the ages and finds a parallel in the biblical prophecy of the first seal. This prophecy reminds us of the cyclical nature of history and the continual rise of new powers that can change the course of humanity. Moving to the second seal, we encounter the rider on the red horse, given the power to remove pieces from the earth and make people kill each other. This figure represents war and bloodshed. Nostradamus's visions often depicted scenes of conflict and war that align with the catastrophic events foretold by this seal. In another quatrain, he describes a time when brothers will be overcome by the dress of the monk, a line many scholars interpret as a metaphor for internal strife and civil war disguised in righteousness or ideological battles. Nostradamus mentions a fiery red horse whose rider was given a large sword. This could metaphorically link to the powerful destructive forces unleashed by war, as represented by the second seal. Such prophecies provoke reflection on the devastating impacts of war and the loss of peace, challenges that continue to resonate in our own times. While we continue to explore these seals and their prophetic connections, it becomes increasingly clear how Nostradamus's words could be perceived as reflective of these ancient warnings of apocalypse. Each quatrain not only paints a picture of his time, but also offers a timeless reflection on human nature and the recurring cycles of history. The third seal of the Book of Revelation is famously represented by a black horse, and its rider holds a pair of scales. This image is traditionally interpreted as a symbol of famine and economic imbalance. Nostradamus's predictions, which often touched upon economic troubles, seem to resonate with this seal's forewarnings. One of his quatrains mentions, "The balance shall fail, and the scarcity of food shall increase." This could easily be seen as a foretelling of economic downturns and the resulting hardships that would follow. The reference to the balance not only suggests the literal scales held by the rider, but also metaphorically represents the delicate equilibrium of economies, which, when disrupted, lead to severe consequences for the populace. Nostradamus's vision extends to the effects of such economic crises, where he describes scenes where the rich grow richer and the poor perish. This stark inequality highlights the social and economic divisions that can exacerbate during times of famine or economic collapse, aligning closely with the symbolic message of the third seal. His insights encourage us to consider how historical cycles of economic strife often precede significant societal changes, urging contemporary societies to reflect on sustainable and equitable economic practices. The fourth seal introduces a figure known ominously as Death, riding a pale horse, with hell following close behind. This seal is associated with plague, pestilence, and widespread mortality. Nostradamus, who lived through and witnessed the horrors of the plague in his own time, frequently incorporated themes of disease and death into his quatrains. In one passage, he writes, "And then shall come a plague so severe that more than 2/3 of the world shall be removed." This could be interpreted as a prophetic vision mirroring the catastrophic events foretold by the fourth seal. Nostradamus's experience as a physician during the plague years gives his words a poignant depth, reflecting a personal and historical understanding of disease as a transformative force in society. His predictions about disease are not just warnings, but also reflections on the resilience of humanity. Just as the seal suggests death followed by eventual renewal, Nostradamus hints at the potential for human renewal and moral awakening following periods of intense hardship. This dual theme of destruction and renewal is a powerful reminder of the cycles of decay and rebirth that are central to human history. While we move forward, we will look into the remaining seals, exploring themes of martyrdom, cosmic disturbances, and the ultimate silence before the apocalypse. Through this journey, Nostradamus's words continue to serve as a lens through which we view the past and anticipate future challenges, encouraging a deeper contemplation of our world's cyclic and often prophetic nature. The fifth seal is open to reveal the souls of those who had been slain for the word of God and for the witness they had borne. This image is powerful, evoking themes of sacrifice and spiritual endurance. Nostradamus's prophecies similarly reflect times of religious and ideological strife, where individuals stood firm in their beliefs, despite facing severe persecution. He writes, "The true flame will swallow up the lady who sought to be avenged by the sword." While the interpretation of this quatrain can vary, it can be viewed as symbolic of the struggle between enduring spiritual truths and the temporal powers that seek to suppress them. This conflict can be likened to the trials depicted by the fifth seal, where faith is tested by the harshest of worldly challenges. Nostradamus's insights into these periods of persecution encourage reflection on the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of conviction. His words remind us that throughout history, periods of intense adversity have often been pivotal in strengthening collective moral and spiritual resolve. With the opening of the sixth seal, a dramatic shift occurs as cosmic disturbances unfold. The text describes a great earthquake, the sun turning black, the moon becoming like blood, and stars falling from the sky. These apocalyptic images capture the chaos and fear that encompass the world as it approaches a transformative crisis. Nostradamus's quatrains echo these themes with eerie precision. He predicts, "The great star will burn for 7 days, and the cloud will make the sun appear double." These words could be seen as foretelling celestial events or significant environmental changes that challenge humanity's understanding of the natural world. This segment of his prophecy compels us to consider how natural and celestial events can act as catalysts for human reflection and change. Just as the sixth seal suggests a reordering of the cosmos, Nostradamus's visions suggest that such disturbances are not just physical, but are also deeply symbolic of societal upheavals and the need for a renewed perspective on our place within the universe. The seventh seal is marked by a significant pause, a silence in heaven for about half an hour, as described in the Book of Revelation. This dramatic silence represents the awe and anticipation of the final judgments and the mysteries that are about to unfold. The silence can be interpreted as a moment of collective introspection, where the noise of the world ceases and a deeper understanding begins to emerge. In the spirit of this biblical prophecy, Nostradamus speaks of a time when the world nears its last period, Saturn again late in its degrees. This prediction hints at a cycle of renewal and a significant transformation that transcends the apparent end times. Nostradamus's prophecy about the closing of an era aligns with the imagery of the seventh seal, suggesting a pause before the rebirth or a new beginning that follows catastrophic events. This pause invites us to reflect on the nature of endings and beginnings, encouraging a thoughtful examination of how cycles in history, nature, and human life are intrinsically linked. The silence of the seventh seal, both foreboding and reflective, serves as a profound metaphor for the thresholds we cross in our quest for deeper truths and understanding. While we conclude our exploration of Nostradamus's predictions and their connection to the seven seals, it becomes evident that these ancient texts and prophecies continue to fascinate and provoke thought. The themes of conquest, war, famine, death, persecution, cosmic disturbances, and ultimate silence resonate not just as historical or future predictions, but as reflections on the human condition and the challenges we face today. Nostradamus's prophecies, with their enigmatic and poetic expressions, alongside the dramatic imagery of the seven seals, encourage us to consider the cycles of turmoil and renewal that characterize human history. They invite us to ponder the resilience and adaptability of humanity in the face of existential threats and moral challenges. In today's context, these prophecies can be seen as mirrors reflecting our contemporary struggles with global conflicts, environmental crises, and our search for meaning and truth in an often tumultuous world. They remind us of the importance of awareness, preparedness, and the ethical considerations that must guide our actions and decisions. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey through history, prophecy, and the human spirit. As we reflect on the teachings of Nostradamus and the visions of the seven seals, let us carry forward the insights gained into our daily lives and future endeavors. Please share your thoughts and interpretations in the comments below, and join us next time as we continue to explore the mysteries of our past and the possibilities of our future.